Hey guys, Wolfie here and welcome back to the channel. As always, the usual disclaimer, any opinion here is mine and mine alone. So this could be a fun but kind of lengthy video, and the reason why I'm using this format as opposed to a separate app to record, because chances are this video might be beyond the 35-minute limit. And the limit I want to mention here is that it's from the app that I tend to use for some of my content, but not all of it. But oddly enough, I have a lot to go over here in this particular video log, because it's a combination of a life update, some plans I'm doing, some updates to streaming areas, so on and so forth. So there's just simply so much going on right now, is that the app I tend to use for some of my content might not be enough. So this probably will be in chapters, so that way things are better organized in my personal opinion. So I'm not going to delay anything any further. But first, I want to show off the tabby, Sandy. He is saying hi to everybody, although he is kind of sleeping at the moment. But here he is. And you could tell right there he's showing off his beans. He does have some of the cutest beans ever. There he is. Now, this right here is the start of a, believe it or not, a DIY project. And yes, this is a plain skateboard deck. Let me show you guys real quickly what I mean. So it's plain on the top. It's also plain on this side as well. Now, I got this particular one from Amazon. I want to say it's 30 something United States dollars. I have to double check. Now, the reason why I have the painter's tape and this X-Acto blade with it is because these two parts right here are going to be part of a future video, and I might do another playlist for it. It's a DIY sort of thing. So what I'm going to be doing here with this particular skateboard deck, and I think I have one other skateboard deck in my in the hallway leading to my room. So what I'm going to be doing here is the it's a bit of a custom spray paint job. I have to check my quote unquote supplies to see if I have any red spray paint. If I don't, I do need to buy some more. But if I do, and I think I have an extra can of red spray paint, then I will go with that. But there is other spray paint I still need to get. That's a white spray paint for the primer. For the others, for this particular skateboard deck right here, I do need to get not just the white spray paint. I do need to get blue spray paint alongside clear spray paint, because it's gonna be an interesting spray paint job, meaning that the white spray paint is acting as the primer, the blue being the paint itself, and then the clear, spray paint as quote-unquote a coat/cover for it, if that makes any sense. And this is assuming that the grip tape I'm waiting on, which has already been ordered a while ago, and so it's something I'm waiting on at the moment. So I'm assuming that the grip tape here, I should say, that is where my hands, where my fingers are touching. This is where I'm assuming the grip tape will be. And then the whole thing with the X-Acto blade and the painter's tape is going to be for the other side, for when I get around to the custom spray paint job. So that's something I'm looking forward to right now. Like I said, I'm waiting for the grip tape to show up. I'm guessing that's going to be summer or fall when that happens. This X-Acto blade right here, that's going to help me with another thing for this particular deck I'm waiting on, and I just ordered it. It's stickers, and the reason why I'm doing a logo sticker with a logo on it is because I can use the outer edges of the sticker itself to act as the as a stenciling, which means I can take a pencil and just stencil the what I want, and then then just like make a really careful trim with the X-Acto blade. Now, speaking of the X-Acto blade, I'm going to point these holes right here. I do need to go over these holes right here, so that way when I do like the spray paint job on one of the sides of this particular deck, for example, I can cover where my finger is, and then to the edges, same way here. And then that's just 2 starts. And then regarding the area like that's between here, between this set of holes and that set of holes, then we try to do a further one. And that way, once I get the stickers, to get like a visual, like an excellent visual of like what I want. That way I can, do like the spray paint job as good as I can. So it's going to be like so it's going to be something really interesting, for me to do once I get all the materials. But like I said, I already have like the X-Acto blade here to make really careful, like quote unquote cuts instead of cutting this. And then the painter's tape to cover like unnecessary, to cover areas where I don't need the spray paint to be. This part right here, it is 100% intentional. Let me grab some of the stuff out of the way here so you guys don't get too distracted. Now, what I did here, I did a little experiment in preparation for the female driver's build. This is a very small fraction of the update. So regarding the female driver's build, I'm gearing for either next weekend or the weekend after that to really get into building that. So that way I can, get certain things like, set up and make sure my workstation is cleaner than ever before. And I do want to mention here is that what I did here, and I did this 100% on purpose, that way I could test it out. So what I did here is I used the last of this particular tube of thermal paste, and I used the back side of a gift card. And before everybody and their mother screams at me about the gift card, there is no funds left on this particular gift card. And so that way I don't have to worry about certain things. But what I did with this particular, what I did here is that, like I said, I used the last of this, and I decided, test something on a flat surface using a non-latex glove to see, if I could paint it, and then when I take off the glove, will there be any residue on my fingers? Fortunately, that turned out to be, it was clean in the sense of like I was able to, do the painting method like this. And that way I can make sure once I get another, like a small amount of thermal paste on the CPU for the female driver's build, at least I know like how to do it without using a spatula. And again, it is the painter's method instead of like doing this, which is similar to when you paint like a painting, that sort of thing. So I use the last of this, as a test, and I use like a flat surface, to help me, with my trial of if that makes any sense, and it came out as a resounding success. And speaking of the female driver's build, let me grab that. So let me show you guys real quick. Like I said, it should be next weekend or the weekend after that I finally get started on the female driver's build. I do have like everything that I want to use like out and about. Now, I'm probably going to be, for the power supply unit right here, I may be adding a second SATA cable here because I just don't want like too many things like hooked up to a singular like thingamajig for the SATA. But that time will tell. But like I said, I have everything out and about here, as you can see. And then this gives me a little bit more freedom and like I wouldn't say freedom, more so to speak, but more so space in the end, where it's like I could get like certain things like out and about, and by out and about on the open. And that's down there on the female driver's build. So let's take a step back so you guys get to see. Here we go. Okay, so I'm now in my bedroom, so that way you guys get to see the backup streaming area. Now, I did make a slightly significant progress in the sense of like an item that I was on the lookout for, and I picked it up today. This is the Stream Deck Mini by Elgato. What I need to do here, so this is one of those where it's like, don't mind this because it is 100% intentional. I do need to work on some of the cable routing, and then covering up some of the cable mess here, as well as down here, so that way I can sandy proof this the best I can. And then this thing guy right over here, I was able to grab my foot. Now, what I may need to do pretty soon is that I'm going to have to take this particular, it's a portable heater, and I may have to take this back into the back porch or keep it in my room in a compartment because, I mean, the weather is not getting much colder here in the Chicago area as far as I know. So it's one of those things, it's like, do I really need to keep this, like, hanging around for a while longer? Probably not. So I do need to, and don't mind my garbage. I'm going to be taking it out pretty soon. But yeah, so with the portable heater you see here, I remember getting this off of eBay for like $20. But I'm probably going to be putting this away pretty soon. And then regarding this particular power strip, I will be needing to use it soon as well. So that way, once I really get to test the female driver's build, that way I have like something like with a lengthy cord like this, so that way I don't have to worry about like maneuvering this or that around, so I can like just plug, make sure everything's posting, get Windows installed, etc., etc. But yeah, to reiterate here, I finally got my hands on one of two Stream Decks. This is the Stream Deck Mini. From my understanding, I think there are certain brands where this will work with. So it's one of those things I do need to do some research regarding, in the sense of not so much which cameras, like, it works with, but more so the brands that it's compatible with, that I can afford either to pay, like, all together or on a payment plan. Now, regarding this particular area right here, the main streaming area, now, this one is still in need of a Stream Deck. I don't know if I'm going to go with another one that's like the mini, like another Stream Deck Mini, or if I go for like a regular size or the XL. I don't know that as of yet. It's something I'm still deciding. Now, another thing I had to do today was to get more self-adhesive spray, because I'm going to have to refer to this real quickly. This is soundproof foam panels, and I actually need to get more of them, so that way I could go after like the area like right below this group, and then I can start going into like this section right here, so that way when it comes to time where I can finally start streaming, that way it's like I could do it at like later times, as well as like, not worry if I'm waking somebody up. So I am getting myself more of the panels, and I'm probably going to do maybe a couple more in my bedroom, but I'm going to put most of them out here, so that way I don't have to worry too much about making noise so late at night. And it's like, yeah, if that makes any sense. So that way, it's a little more soundproof. I don't have to worry about like making too much noise. But at the same time, it's me, my vision of how I want it to be. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about a little while ago, regarding this particular skateboard deck. It is plain. It is by Amazon. It is from Amazon. So this is way, like I said, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing to the one you saw earlier in this video. wait for the grip tape to show up, and then with the spray paint custom job, it's going to come down to, in 100% honesty, like which side, the grip tape's going to have to be applied on, so that way I can figure out the other side from there. So it's a bit of so this is a bit of like a short section of this particular video, to be completely honest with you. Okay, so this is going to be the quote-unquote the end of this video, but before I wrap this up, I do want to mention to one of my buddies that I'm building a computer for, and this is a separate person from the female driver, so there is going to be a change in the chassis for the buddies build. I was going to go with a Fantex case, but I was doing a little bit of digging, I was doing a little thinking and researching, okay, how should I really want to go about this with her build? So for the buddy, this is not the build that I'm going to be doing either next weekend or next weekend. Next weekend or the weekend after that, I should say. Blah. But for the female buddies build, so I was originally going to go with a Fantex chassis, but I am going to switch it to the NZXT H5 Elite in black. And the reason why I'm going with that particular chassis, as the chassis for her build, is because with the Fantex, it's just like, granted, there's a lot of space, but it's just like, I was thinking a lot of this to myself, and I'm like, does it really give me what I wanted to do without risking certain things? And the answer was becoming more and more a resounding no. So, I had to do a little bit of thinking, okay, how do I want to go about, like, changing the case, all that stuff, and she was already made aware that I was going to have to change the chassis again. So, the chassis for the buddies build, again, this different person than the female driver, unless something changes once again, it is going to be the NZXT H5 Elite chassis in black. And what I like about that chassis, it has a couple of RGB fans in the front, and there's another fan where it's a secret component that cools the GPU, the graphics card, and that's what I really like. So it gives me like more focus, on the top and the back of that chassis. And I'm going to be revealing something in the from the mini series regarding another chassis I bought for myself. And that's something, that's all I'm going to say on that, and you're going to be seeing a little bit of Sandy. I believe he is sleeping. Can't really tell. I think. Well, it looks like he's sleeping, but you get to see him in the end here. And I'm done with this video. So with Wolvie here signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.